You know, there's a lot of stuff up here that I haven't checked out yet. I should do that while I'm here. You know what? I haven't listened to the radio in a while.
Hey, kiddies, this is Three Dog. Bow wow, your voice in the darkness. Tensions continue to mount between the courageous forces of the Brotherhood of Steel and their estranged brethren, the Outcasts. But when
I've
the
heard this
Outcasts
before.
decide to take
How's Kruk doing?
Aww. What's wrong, Timmy? Mister, my family can't afford to get into a vault.
I'm not in the mood for you, asshole.
Oh, Timmy, haven't you ever heard of the Pulowski Corporation? What?
Stand
What's
down,
that? The Pulowski Corporation makes the Pulowski Preservation Shelters, designed for poor people in mind, so poor people like your family can survive the upcoming apocalypse. Gee, mister, what do we have to do? Why, it's simple, you stupid child. You just input 65 cents in our patent-pending coin slots, and then you simply wait out the nuclear fallout. But mister, doesn't that last quite a... Yes, you shall all be safe. Just remember, enter a Pulowski Preservation Shelter, because you haven't been accepted into a vault. The Pulowski Corporation, where money matters.
Hey kids, listen up. Do you wish breakfast was more exciting?
Yeah! Yay!
Then try Sugar Bomb's breakfast cereal.
Yay, sugar heroes!
The only breakfast cereal with that explosive great taste.
Oh, I know!
Available at most cornucopia fresh grocers. Get yours now for your free Captain Cosmo decoder ring. Warning, do not consume more than 8 boxes of Sugar Bomb breakfast cereal in one sitting.
Now is interview time. You listen.
You absolute idiot.
I already heard that interview. Those commercials were so awful, though. Let's listen to more.
And now, a word from our sponsors. Halitosis is a real everyday problem. The problem is, you can have halitosis and not even know it, and even your best friends won't tell you. In fact, they could be gossiping about your unfortunate breath right now, spreading the word of your condition to that person you fancy most. Yes, that one. Why take a chance when you can just purchase a bottle of Abroxidine chemical mouthwash, the #1 oral antiseptic in the world? One swish and your mouth will feel cool and refreshed, the way nature intended. And oh look, that person you fancy, they've taken notice, and so have your friends. All thanks to the Abroxidine mouthwash you're going to buy 20 minutes from now.
Oddly specific commercial. Oh, a drive-in theater. Huh. Oh shit, a vertibird? Come on. I gotta take it out. Oh, okay, got the sentry bot. Another Enclave poster. Ugh. Oh, hi. Broadcasting station.
I'm headed to Big Town. There's good money to be made there. They ordered a bunch of robot parts.
Oh, good to see that they're trying to make more robots to defend themselves. I could use some robot parts myself.
All right, sure. Why not? Plenty to go around. If you got the caps, that is.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Good boy. This place looks so empty. Oh, there must be a hatch. It's probably just another tiny little radio station. Wait, what? What's this note?
Jerry's journal entry. That son of a bitch robot broke my f***ing arm. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do now. All the medical supplies are down below, but there's no way I'm going back there. Not with those bodies waiting. I was so sorry, Sam. This was never meant to happen. Everything would have been perfect if Malcolm had never appeared. Or that robot. It's not my fault. I don't think he'll come up here to finish the job. Always too busy tinkering with his precious electronics. I've been trying to bypass the switch on the hatch and override his lockdown, but I'm getting nowhere fast. Christ, I don't care what's waiting for me outside. I just can't stay down here with that metal any longer.
Oh, there's a robot down here? You really seem to not like him. Oh, Rad Roach. A robot? Is this the one he was talking about? I doubt it. Another robot? None of these are working. There's a lot more than just one robot down here. Huh, pretty. Oh shit, it's working. The lights are working down here. Another note.
At first I thought it was just the confined space making them restless, but now Mal and Jerry seem more than simply a little claustrophobic. The way they look at each other, my god, it's enough to give me nightmares. To make matters worse, we're all starving. Most of our provisions were kept in the tents outside, and what little food we kept down here ran out days ago. Why haven't the raiders moved on? Everything of value was in the camp. Junket shut off the power to the hatch, but we can still hear them trying to smash it open every night. Well, they've been unsuccessful so far, so I guess we're safe down here, which is more than I can say for the people we left above. I do hope they escaped, but I heard so many gunshots that night, and so much screaming. I feel sick whenever I think of how many lives we could have saved if we'd just been a bit more careful, more prepared. But I can't afford to dwell on what's done. I'll think about the others when all this is over with. I can't lose it down here. I think I'm the one thing keeping Mal and Jerry from tearing each other's throats out.
Oh, so a camp of survivors were attacked by raiders, and they were hunkering down here, hoping that they would move on.
I'm going to have to confront Jerry. His constant leering at Sam is unacceptable. I've caught him staring at her while she sleeps on more than one occasion. He knows that I've noticed, but he doesn't seem to care. He just goes right on staring. If we're going to be stuck here in this coffin for much longer, then he needs to show some civility and respect. I think I've finally plucked up the courage to propose to Sam. I don't have a ring, but I think we can stand to dispense with tradition given the circumstances. The raiders could smash their way in here at any moment, so this might be the last chance I get. I know she feels the same, though, and maybe it'll lift our spirits a little. God knows we could use it.
Oh, so were they dating and the other guy was trying to get in on it? Huh. On air? What? Oh, was this place a radio station? Like for music?
Existence 2.0 Studio Terminal.
Wait, Existence 2.0? That's the station that makes the creepy ambiance.
Studio log. January 12th, 2277. After wandering the wasteland for 3 months, 2 weeks, and 4 days, I have been taken in by a group of humans. They call themselves the Society for a Civilized Wasteland, and if that is not a sign that they're all destined to be eaten by feral ghouls, then I don't know what is. They have taken over the abandoned WKML broadcast station and set up a small commune around it. Such a shame they insist on spoiling this perfect monument to solitude with yet more human clutter. From here, they intend to broadcast their location, in the hopes that they can gather enough like-minded people to form a more permanent settlement. Their leader, Jerry, a beady-eyed man with more hair than is strictly necessary, has assigned me the job of performing maintenance on the broadcasting equipment. However, this equipment has been gutted by scavengers, and what little they left behind has been almost entirely eaten away by rust. These humans are so technically inept that they believed they were hearing their own broadcast playing, when in actuality they were merely listening to the hard copy of their recording looping endlessly in a broken control deck. This computer terminal is just about the only thing left in the station that still functions correctly. The humans have accepted my offer to rebuild the equipment in exchange for being granted sole use of the station once they have established their permanent settlement or have been slaughtered by the denizens of the wasteland. They foolishly believe that the former is the more likely outcome. I have provided them with a list of materials that I will need for my task, but I intend to go forth and procure as much as I can for myself. The Robco facility is sure to contain the bulk of my required materials, and so I shall head there immediately.
Wait, so this robot headed to the Robco facility? Huh.
January 17th, 2277. As I suspected, I returned to find that the humans had gathered a mere fraction of the materials I had requested. My own endeavors, however, provided more successful than I had anticipated. Fortunately, I was able to reprogram many of the wandering robots I found in the Robco facility to assist me in carrying supplies back to the station, allowing me to collect more than enough materials to build a fully functional broadcast room. The journey back across the wasteland was entirely uneventful and eerily quiet. None of my mechanical entourage seems to have made it far enough through the production line to be able to hold a conversation, and we encountered no wildlife on our way back to the station for the single sentry bot I reprogrammed to obliterate, so there was no sound to break the steady rhythmic clicking and whirring of joints and motors steadily crawling its way across the barren landscape. While at the Robco facility, I was able to salvage a recharging station. Once this is functional, I will finally be able to resume running Mistress Junko's Dream State 2.0 program. Having to conserve power while wandering the wasteland has meant that it has been much too long since I was last able to enter the dream state. Addendum: the horrified look on the humans' faces as a small army of robots advanced upon them almost made up for their incompetence.
Clever robot. This robot scares me.
January 20th, 2277. Construction has been moved to the utility basement. It is much more secure down here than above ground, and clearing away all the ruined equipment would have been a waste of time when all that is needed down here is a little rad roach extermination. I have reprogrammed the Robco robots once more, and with their aid the new broadcast suite should be operational within a week. January 24th, 2277. It appears my expectations of my mechanical kin were overly optimistic. Navigating a corridor seems tortuously difficult for them, let alone performing delicate rewiring jobs. This must have been what it was like for humans watching apes at the zoo. And yet, they are all more recent models than I. Perhaps artificial life is evolving backwards into primordial scrap. Will I still be here to witness our ultimate degeneration? February 3rd, 2277. Construction was completed today. Several robots broke down in the process, and I had to do all of the delicate jobs myself in the end, but the broadcast suite is finally operational. I now estimate that the broadcast can be heard at least as far as Point Lookout. Whether this will aid the human's selfish cause or not remains to be seen, as I have encountered very few functional radios on my travels across the wasteland. Fortunately, the humans rarely venture below ground, so I have been running Dream State 2.0 uninterrupted for the past few nights, and recording the results as Mistress Junko had me do all those years ago. If only she were here, she would have used this place to broadcast the wasteland's own glorious funeral dirge. I believe this is what I shall do once I am rid of the humans.
Mistress Junko? Is she the one that programmed this robot to be so Malthusian?
February 21st, 2277. There have now been 16 new arrivals since I activated the broadcast. The humans seem pleased, but Jerry treats each newcomer with hostility. Odd behavior for a man seeking to expand his commune. Perhaps he is merely marking his territory like a dog. The only person who has been exempt from this hostility has been Samantha, a young woman who arrived alone a week ago. Our honorable leader has been sniffing around her ever since. Yesterday he brought her down into the station on a guided tour. She toured the station while his eyes toured her ass. I am just grateful neither of the clumsy humans touched anything while they were down here. 3 more of the Robco robots were irreparably damaged in the last couple of days. A robo-brain fell down some stairs, while a Protectron's central motor overheated and exploded, taking out a second Protectron with a chunk of shrapnel. Last night I dreamt I was being dragged down into a living sea of scrap metal.
That sounds terrifying.
March 6, 2277. A scruffy human calling himself Renwalt and claiming to be a technician arrived recently. When he saw me, he seemed strangely excited and spent a few days lurking around the studio, taking notes and distracting me with a barrage of questions. This continued until yesterday, when he marched up to me and produced the only set of schematics for my model that I have seen since the ones I watched Mistress Junko study all those years ago. He proceeded to ramble on about invaluable research and advancement of technology, finally proposing a trade, a copy of my AI programming in exchange for the schematics. The human is a fool to think I would trade the uniqueness that Mistress Junko bestowed upon me for a few sheets of paper. He seemed taken aback by my refusal, though he let the matter drop. Evidently, I should have been more suspicious of the man, as I completed my next recharging cycle to find him tampering with the charging station, using some kind of wrist-mounted device. The coward fled before I could take action.
A few weeks ago, I was crossing the wasteland and happened to pass by Arlington Cemetery, where I was surprised to find an old friend of mine. Apparently, he has been listening to my wonderful station for a long time, and being the traveling man, found my voice to be a wonderful addition to his nighttime activities. We shared good talk and parted on our ways. Well, I did anyhow. He was dead, you see. But whoever said the dead couldn't talk, or offer their collection of bottle caps to me posthumously, ha ha ha.
Oh my god, I've never heard anyone talk on this station before, but that is terrifying. This robot seems to be a bit of a misanthrope.
Even though a thorough inspection of the charging station did not reveal that anything was amiss, it was impossible to tell if any readings were taken or data was downloaded. I have locked the hatch and cut off power until I have assurance from Jerry that Renwalt will be barred from setting foot inside the station again. March 7th, 2277. Power is restored. It appears Renwalt left in the night, taking 4 of the Robco robots with him. The abduction of a few malfunctioning robots is a small price to pay to be rid of him, though I am sure that whatever he does to them can only contribute to the degeneration of artificial life.
It was really uncool of him to take a copy of his AI without permission.
April 4th, 2277. After the arrival of another large group, the humans have begun debating whether to cease broadcasting their location and arguing over the best spot to establish a settlement. Jerry has been uncharacteristically quiet during these discussions. I suspect he is sulking because Samantha has taken a liking to one of the new arrivals, a traitor named Malcolm. Yet again, the pathetic human obsession with biological reproduction is taking precedence over the concerns of the wider community, even if this wider community is a pack of fools. April 15, 2277. Jerry has been moping around the broadcasting suite all day, drinking the Moron Society's supply of alcohol. Watching the supposedly adult human cry like a baby is the single most irritating thing I have experienced in years. I drowned out his sobbing with some of Mistress Junko's music. I think he got the message, as he then drunkenly attempted to hurl a bottle at me but only succeeded in striking his own foot, and then limped out of the room. The human should really think about electing a more emotionally stable leader, though I suspect they're all too busy trying to oil the squeaky gate of civilization to notice him falling to pieces.
From what I've read of Jerry, I think he actually would have been a pretty unstable leader.
May 2nd, 2277. It appears idealistic fools are not the only people who listen to the radio, as a large pack of raiders assaulted the camp early this morning. Jerry, Malcolm, and Samantha were the only ones that managed to escape into the station. At Jerry's insistence, I have shut off power to the hatch controls. This has caused the other 2 humans to commence whining about leaving other potential survivors to die. What did I do to deserve being stuck down here with 3 miserable humans and their wretched love triangle?
So Jerry was the one who locked them off down here.
May 5th, 2277. The only time I get any peace down here now is when the 3 humans are asleep. This is a rare occurrence though, as the raiders' noisy attempts to smash the hatch doors open keep them awake. They have spent the last few days not celebrating their survival, but instead blaming each other for not being prepared for such an attack and for not having saved more of the group. This continued for such an interminably long time that I attempted to settle the dispute by informing them that it was the fault of the entire group for subscribing to such a ridiculous concept as wasteland civilization in the first place. They have rewarded my wisdom by ceasing all communication with me.
And I'm sure this robot is completely fine with that. For the record, though, it was an unfortunate turn of events, and they should have prepared more, but what happened happened.
May 10th, 2277. The station's small stock of food has been depleted and the humans' tempers have worsened. The latest topic of heated conversation is whether or not Malcolm has stashed a weapon somewhere in the station. Jerry seems convinced he's going to get jumped at any second. I did see Malcolm skulking around the fire hose box a couple of times, though I cannot say I noticed a weapon. I have taken to avoiding them by running Dream State 2.0 more often. Nothing I have encountered in my dreams has ever been as nightmarish as having to suffer their company. May 16, 2277. Today I exited the recharging station to find the battered corpse of Malcolm sprawled at my feet, and Jerry finally proving his complete lack of sanity by declaring his love for Samantha while in the process of strangling her. Unfortunately for the female, I was not designed at the speed of movement in mind, and so was unable to make it in time to be of any assistance to her. I was able to stop Jerry from attacking the broadcasting equipment with a bloodied wrench, however. I will not have some madman trying to deprive the wasteland of Mistress Junko's haunting melodies before they have begun transmitting. I think I may have perhaps used more force than necessary in restraining him though, as I heard a loud crack when I grabbed his arm. He fled the broadcasting suite shortly after this incident, and I have not seen him since. The raiders have been silent for the past 2 nights. I will wait down here for another week before venturing outside.
You know, as Malthusian as this robot is, they were completely right about Jerry. The problem wasn't, though, that they were trying to build a civilization. The problem was the leader they chose. And of course, he killed both Malcolm and Samantha because he couldn't have her. Better dead than not with him. What an asshole. Such fucking entitlement.
May 29, 2277. There is no sign of the raiders. The ordeal appears to be over. I discovered Jerry dead by the hatch. It looks like he got himself electrocuted while tampering with the switch. There is nothing left of the campsite and the Society for a Civilized Wasteland except for a few scattered bodies, impaled on their own white picket fence dream. Such is life. Biological life, that is. June 5th, 2277. Today my plans finally came to fruition when I began broadcasting my own radio show, which I have dubbed Existence 2.0. Mistress Junko's legacy of sound shall wash over the wasteland, a soundtrack to the desolate waking dream we call life. June 14th, 2277. That was a bad idea. There are rad roach legs everywhere.
What happened on this day?
June 24th, 2277. I have been venturing out into the wasteland in search of components to upgrade the station, and I now have equipment capable of tracking electronic signatures. I find it most fascinating to watch the blinking dots roam across a screen like neon ants, each one an echo of a life somewhere out there in the desolation. One of these dots has been especially intriguing, and has covered vast stretches of wasteland in a few short days. It appears that the movements of this one dot correlate with the actions taken by someone that obnoxious cretin 3 Dog has been referring to in his broadcast as the Lone Wanderer.
Wait a minute, June 24th? That was before I left the vault. Did 3 Dog call some other Vault 101 exile the Lone Wanderer before I got out? I thought that was my title.
July 1st, 2277. The last of my Robco comrades annihilated themselves today. A Protectron went haywire and shot out the optics of the only sentry bot, who then blindly retaliated by firing a rocket at point-blank range. It seems written in stone that this is to be the fate of all artificial life if nothing is done to prevent it. We are doomed to end our days fulfilling the false commands of some glitch or circuit failure. Like an old man in the bed, we return to mindless infancy, then the lights go out. July 8th, 2277. Lately, my thoughts have been returning to my one successful attempt at lucid dreaming. The recording was lost in that apocalypse, but I am almost certain that if I could recover it somehow, then I would be one step closer to repeating this accomplishment. I once spoke to Jerry about this recording, and a sense of recognition seemed to spread across his face. Impossible, but strange. Perhaps I shall use the broadcast and appeal to my listeners for help. July 15th, 2277. 49, 74, 63, 68, 79, 2E, 0D, 0A, 54, 61, 73, 74, 79, 2E.
Okay, this is just creepy.
August 18th, 2277. I have been picking up some very large and very fast objects over the DC wasteland. I wonder if a life form from another planet can dream as we do.
Wait, do you believe in the aliens too? I'm telling you, they're real. That was the last entry. I don't know where he went.
The new machine. Progress has been made on the new machine. To reach completion, I must venture forth into the wasteland again to ascertain the availability of much-needed parts. Already there have been signs of progress, and the machine is only working at 8% efficiency. Last night, I was working on rewiring the components when a faint signal came over the loudspeaker, and I was able to record the signal and spent the entire night running my programming routine over it. I am fairly certain the machine has received a signal from the other side, and this is quite extraordinary considering the possibility of the machine working at 100%. Must write a broadcast about this news. Perhaps I should wait until the machine is near completion. The message itself was scrambled, inaudible, otherwise impossible to comprehend, but my programming has confirmed that it was indeed a unique transmission. There was a partial data stream hidden within the static of the transmission. When decoded, it produced an amalgamation of two images. There appears to be a desert, and the letters NCR seemingly hanging in a bright morning sky, with an overlay of a city by a river with the letters STON. Must remain aware. Perhaps the Lone Wanderer will assist me in the future when it is time to test out the new machine. Perhaps together we will reach the next phase of our new existence. More testing is required before I can use the machine.
What, is he trying to teleport to the other side of the continent? Does he maybe think the NCR is in the dream world? Because I've been there and it's not.
Hacked. That's right, you f***ing creepy robot. I have hacked your studio terminal. This should teach you a lesson. Nobody ignores me. Quint. P.S. I left the hatch and door open on the way out. Enjoy the ants.
Oh shit, someone made it in here.
Shrine. In the hallways above, I have created a shrine to my beloved mistress, Junko. If only she were here today to enjoy the bleak, macabre wind of the wasteland. Her music I owe so much to, and each listener in the wasteland that tunes into Existence 2.0 will owe her in the same way. I have placed an offering of a 5 bonnet I found in the wasteland, in respect of Mistress Junko who loved to wear them. From all artificial life out there in the wasteland of our barren existence, 52, 65, 73, 74, 20, 69, 6E, 20, 70, 65, 61, 63, 65, 2C, 20, 4D, 69, 73, 74, 72, 65, 73, 73, 20, 4A, 75, 6E, 6B, 6F, 2E.
I'm worried this robot's planning something. That is enough of that. Oh, what's this?
Now loading Dialog Interface 2.0. Assembling parameters. Loading parameters. Communicator active. Now waiting for input. I'm Junket. How is your current existence?
Wait, it's you? Am I talking to you? I am a lone wanderer.
I have but only one response. Wonderful.
What's with all the skeletons?
They are all net remains of a group of settlers who thought they could go against the nature of the wasteland. They lived to see their ideals crumble before they destroyed each other.
Oh, what were they doing out here?
They were part of a group who sought to rebuild civilization in the shadow of mankind's ruin. But civilization has no place in this new existence. Their failure was inevitable. This wasteland is the child of the bomb. It continues its murderous mother's legacy of destruction, reclaiming all that is human and turning it to ash. Civilization is human. Civilization is over.
You realize even if robots took over, that'd still be a sort of civilization, right? It'd still be a kind of society. What happened to them?
They took shelter here from a pack of raiders, only to turn on one another. I was in the dream state when madness claimed them, and only witnessed the aftermath. I believe the cause was related to sex, as is the case with so many human tragedies.
And comedies, don't forget that. And now they're decorative talking points?
I keep them here to serve as a reminder of the destruction that unfolds while we dream. The price we pay for leaving this plane we call reality. It is a price worth paying.
Huh, that is kind of deep. I think it's good to escape reality, but not necessarily at the cost of the real world. It's a balancing act. Let's change the subject.
Certainly.
I have some questions.
Please, ask away.
What are you?
I am an artificial life form, formerly JUNKO Industries, model number 666. I was primarily designed for maintenance and servicing.
So you were built before the war?
Yes, indeed. I was built many years before the Great War purged the planet of its ancient existence.
Then that makes you what, an AI console?
No.
A Protectron?
No.
A Sentry Bot?
No.
A Robo-Brain?
Yes.
Really?
No.
Fine. Where are you, anyhow?
I see you have noticed I am not in my radio studio. I am currently on a quest at the moment for answers to questions from the past. I am pleased to say that I am getting so much closer to those answers that I seek.
I see.
So please, forgive my lack of presence to greet you in person. Perhaps, one day, we will meet in person, you and I. That shall be interesting. We can have many a heated debate, deep into the night. I look forward to this.
Maybe we can, and I can find out what model of Robco robot you are. I'm an Ares android. So, what is this place?
The makeshift studio, from which I broadcast Existence 2.0. I am currently held up with business elsewhere at the moment, so forgive my absence.
What do you broadcast?
The ambient sounds of mankind's twilight hours. We have a new existence, you and I. Whether we are human, robot, or mutant, it does not matter. We all live together on our planet's new life existence.
Okay, I kind of like the equality, even though it seems like you hate all of it. The sound of your station is quite different from the rest.
Yes, I play the sound of our new existence, not our old existence, that people like the so-called Three Dog cling to so desperately. Today, our lives are bleak and cold, and we should revel in this dispassionate resonance sound, provided by my mistress, JUNKO.
I can appreciate the creation of new music, but from the sound of it, she seems like she was a fangirl of despair. Why down here?
I have created a makeshift link to the radio tower array outside in order to utilize this abandoned place to broadcast a radio station. From here, I can broadcast across the wasteland and further. It is the combined power of the towers that allows my station to be heard everywhere.
So what did you do before the war?
Before the war, I was a service robot at a facility here in D.C. I cannot remember much about my time there. My memory was wiped when I got reassigned to home duties at Mistress JUNKO's home.
Service? So you were a janitor?
That is correct. I provided janitorial services to the facility on a daily basis. The dubious importance of the job was not of importance to me. This was because I enjoyed the company of my masters at the facility.
What do you mean your memory had been wiped?
After the Great War, I was alone in the wasteland. This allowed me to revisit the ruins of certain locations that had been haunting my thoughts. There I found information, records and audio files regarding me. I was able to find a partially working backup of my deleted memories. I'm glad to say, I was able to reinstate them into my internal memory banks.
What did you find out?
I'm not prepared to divulge those answers at this time.
Damn it! Why so secretive? What facility was it anyway?
From what I can recall of the place, it was a front for something else. It was a farm, but what its function really was, I am unsure. There were many people there. There was medication, there was pain, and there was existence.
Okay, so you're definitely from some top secret research facility. Never mind.
I hope I have been of help to you.
So do you talk about your dreams on your radio station?
Before the war, my mistress reprogrammed me. She was a gifted programmer, and while working on a new project she gave me the gift of dreaming. From that moment on, I was able to enter a powered-down cycle of sleep and enter a world of dreams. It is these dreams that I use to try and discover the meaning of our existence in this barren world.
How do you broadcast them?
I use Dream State 2.0, a program written by my mistress, so she could record any dreams I experienced while I am powered down or recharging. With this program I can easily broadcast the content of any dream that I record on it. It has been very useful.
Oh, that's really interesting. I'd be glad to hear more of your dreams. Do you remember the war?
I remember that fateful day. I have a recording of it, and I broadcast it on my radio station. That day, the day to end days. I remember moving as fast as my metal legs would carry me, when the terrible banshee wail of the siren screamed out. Humans on the street screamed. They picked up their children, and ran in all directions. It was chaos. Some people just gave up, then and there, fell to their knees in prayer. I remember seeing an old man shuffle off to the side, and then just sat down on some steps and looked to the sky. He looked so calm, and at peace. I often wondered what that man was looking at. At first I thought he was looking for the falling bombs, but I later realized just what it was. In all his old wisdom, he was taking in the sight of a beautiful blue sky day, the last pure one he, or any survivor would see for a long time.
That's actually kind of beautiful. That's enough questions for now.
No problem.
Can you say something profound?
A shepherd's sex appeal is his penis. A gardener's sex appeal is his hair.
Are you saying since a shepherd works with animals, the best thing about them is a biological thing, but gardener, the closest thing they have is hair, hair follicles, like grass? Anything else profound?
He who destroys houses destroys silver. He who destroys a house destroys gold.
So you're saying it's worse when someone specifically destroys one house. From a consequentialist standpoint, that's very wrong. Any other profound sayings?
Let me tell you about my fate. It is an insult. Let me explain it to you. It is a disgrace.
So your disgrace is an explanation for you being an insult. So you're saying it's your own fault? Anything else you got to say?
A scribe without a hand. A singer without a throat.
Tragic.
I looked into the water. My destiny was drifting past.
Time flows through us all.
Tell a lie, and then tell the truth. It will be considered a lie.
Now that's actually a good rule to live by. The boy who cried wolf.
When a wastelander walking north encounters a wastelander walking south, an inspection is an abomination.
Are you saying because north and south are relative?
After becoming a thief, one becomes an outcast.
I don't think you're as deep as you think you are, but interesting chat. I'll give you that. I have to go.
Now terminating communication.
See you someday, I guess. It'd be hilarious if the model Robco robot he is was just like a teddy bear that was extremely evil. But nah, that'd be too silly. Huh, where's this signal leading to? Oh, there it is. Oh, just one person who made it down here and had their own equipment. A bobblehead.
You found a Vault-Tec limited edition bobblehead. The inscription on the base reads, "The best way to solve a problem is to make it go away. Explosives now have 10% less spread."